Okay. So here are all my examples of folds on foam. First, we'll start here with an A fold. Did that by channeling it first and then folding the two sides on top of the base, and that's your A fold. Here we have a B fold. Same thing, channeling it and then putting the sides beside the base for your B fold right there. Here's just a basic channel. Do that by scoring the top paper. I peel it back and peel off the middle. There's your channel. Here we have a bevel cut. So this would be for like ailerons, elevators, stuff like that, hinge points. So I did that by scoring the top paper and then snapping it, breaking the foam. Then what I did actually was pull it all the way back like that, and then run the knife on a 45 along that hinge point on that bottom paper right there, making sure not to cut it. And then to support it, I put some tape, some clear tape, box tape, whatever. Support the top side of that hinge so your paper doesn't break. And also, I think I saw this on a flight test video, is I bend it in half and I run a bead of glue right down the middle, and I took a scrap piece of foam and spread it all out so it's real nice and thin, and let it dry like this, making sure not to let it touch, and it helps support the inside of that bevel right there, so you have nice good movement. That's my bevel right there. Here we are molding foam, I think is what it's called. So this would be used for like your wing. Obviously that's a steep angle, but I did this by just scoring a line in the foam, and sometimes I had to put a very small bezel, not a complete bezel like this, but most times you just shoved the tip of your glue gun right in the crack, and then you bend it, you fold it along like that, hold it there, wipe off the excess glue, and makes a nice curve. Here's also another curve I did. This one I learned on flight test. You peel back one of the sides of paper, and then you bend it with your thumbs, and then to get it to hold the shape, I actually used a hairdryer and I held it in the shape I wanted and kind of melted it a little bit, and it holds that shape pretty well. It gives you a nice curve. So yeah, there's all of the folds I did prior. Now I'm going to clean some of this up, and I'm going to demonstrate a B fold with this channel. So with my B fold, I want to put, this will be my base, this will be my side. I want to put my side besides the base, right there. So you have this sort of shape. By doing that, I'm going to put the glue on the base side, because that's what actually touches the foam right here. This side, if you put it on this side, it'll just touch the paper and you'll still have a hinge point right there. So we're going to get my hot glue gun. We're going to run a nice thin even bead of glue right there. We're going to lay it down on the table and just fold that up. And I like to get my square, and I just hold it there, keeping pressure on it. Sometimes I'm moving it side to side, just like that. Hold it there for about 20 seconds until it's set. Now we got this set. We got our nice B-fold right there. And just to reinforce this joint a bit, if I have the room, I did it on this one a little bit. I like to put a tiny bit of glue on the inside of this joint right here. And then I take a scrap piece and I wipe off, squeegee it a little bit, and get it nice and cleaned up. So there we had our channel out of this piece, and then we made a nice B-fold right there. So there's that. Hope that was demonstrated properly and proficiently. Oh, one thing I needed to show was hot glue gun like SOPs and knife SOPs. So usually when I'm not using this knife, I will retract it and set it aside. Make sure that it does not like fall on my toes. And I'll use a razor blade or a small X-Acto knife for some of these smaller cuts. But when I'm doing bigger cuts, I like a nice box cutter. It's better. And for my hot glue gun, this is a low temp hot glue gun. It's wireless. I have a bigger one that's a lot hotter, and you have to be a lot more careful. But you have to be careful either way. So this doesn't have a stand. It lays like this. I make sure to keep it on my mat, and so I'm not peeling up my table and getting it stuck to my table. But also, I use a scrap piece of foam and I lay it over just like this on my mat. So in case something drips, it comes on this, and it's not gonna hurt my mat, but I like that better. And I always make sure that when I'm done, I turn the glue gun off before I'm done, and I wait right next to it until it cools down all the way, and then I put it away. You don't want to leave it unattended. Same with knives. Make sure you put it away nice and safely, and never forget about those very important steps. So